which seems like an appropriate way to start off this contest. This is the inaugural Major League Eating Contest of 2020, the Blue Runner World Red Beans and Rice Eating Contest. Now this is in New Orleans, Louisiana. It takes place at a horse track, so you know, it's how you start off a horse race, right? They actually had horse races going on like immediately before and after the contest. Of course, we couldn't be there right next to the track with the horses while they were racing. I think it kind of spooks the horses if there's something a little bit strange going on. That's what they told us anyway. So there was a huge lineup at this event. At the top, you had Joey Chestnut and Geoff Esper. And you know, outside of hot dogs, like those two, it's kind of a coin flip who's going to win. So it's pretty exciting to see those guys show up. There was also Darron Breeden, Gideon Oji, that giant of a man. George Chiger was back. I was facing him again. Before this, he had beaten me at, what was it? The St. Elmo's Shrimp Cocktail Contest. So I was back for a little bit of revenge. Adrian Morgan, the rabbit, was also there. It was cool to see him and Brett Healey again. It's the first time that I had eaten with this gentleman next to me, the Moose, who I swear is the spitting image of Jeff Goodman from The Big Lebowski. Like, it's crazy. He looked exactly like him. And then Big Eater Mike, another really good guy. It was the first time I was able to eat with him at the table. So yeah, really cool lineup. And there were a couple of locals that showed up to try out the contest as well, JD and Lucas. And last but absolutely not least, there was the legend Crazy Legs Conti himself, who's got to be one of the most colorful characters in Major League Eating. He was just an interesting all-around guy to be there. So yeah, red beans and rice. Not a whole lot of technique here. You just kind of shoveled the food in really quickly, I gotta say. The food was absolutely excellent. The rice was just a little bit al dente, not too sticky, just a little bit sticky. Just perfectly cooked, and the red beans were, you know, seasoned just right, just a little bit of salt on top. I was afraid that it might be too salty, and that would like affect how much I could eat, but no, it wasn't that bad at all. I will say that the contest was a little bit disorganized. I got the feeling that most of the folks there, it's kind of like their first time doing a contest. So hopefully next year they'll tighten it up just a little bit and go a little bit better. You know, like the MC, Richard Shea. I don't know if he's MC'd an MLE event. If he has, I haven't seen him. But when he was introducing everybody right before the contest, you know, he was calling out everybody's name, and Joey Chestnut is always the last guy because he's like the big, you know, he's like the big man on campus when it comes to Major League Eating. He's the king of hot dogs, so everybody knows him. And he's always supposed to be the last guy to be introduced. And then I looked over at where everybody was walking on. There was Gideon Oji just standing there like, what? You know? Come on, man. And Mike had to kind of like poke at Richard and be like, hey, you missed someone. Oh my goodness. And I think the folks who were making the red beans and rice, the blue runner guys, weren't, I think they had a little bit of instruction beforehand that might not have been the best. You saw that the tables were absolutely packed. Like, the tables were way too crowded with these bowls. Right around 16 or 17 bowls, I started looking around. And that was because I was running out of bowls in front of me. Because I think that they were, focusing more on the center of the table, not really, like, watching, getting ready to run food to people. But, at the beginning of the contest, they insisted on putting 20 bowls in front of every single eater. Which is, like 12 pounds of food? Not everyone's going to eat 12 pounds of food. There was only a couple of us who had broken that 20-pound mark, or that 20-bowl mark. Each bowl was 10 ounces, so you can do the math there. And it's right about this time that I'm really starting to hurt. Like, I'm really questioning, like, Should I try to push it? Should I try to continue? I don't know. Could be dangerous. Might get a disqualification if I do. 21 bulls. I've broken that 20 bull mark. I was pretty proud of myself. I've done a lot of practice, a lot of capacity practice in the last couple of months, especially after that tamale eating contest where I think I could have done a little bit better, but yeah, I'm waving to the crowd. Everybody's shouting for their favorite eater, and I tried my best before these contests to get out and like talk with the folks in the crowd, get to know folks, make sure they know me. I'm a really introverted person, so it's kind of my natural instinct to like go into a corner and kind of go into myself. So I've been trying to break that habit. But yeah, like I said, red beans and rice, not a ton of strategy with this. You just shovel it in as fast as you can, just purely who has the biggest stomach is going to be the guy that wins. So at the end of this, I had eaten about 15 pounds of red beans and rice, which is a lot more than I would have been able to, say, last summer. So all that training, all that practice has really paid off. Wrapping up with just a couple of minutes left in the contest. Oof. See, they're putting a couple more bulls in front of me right there, and I know there's no way that I'm actually going to get to them, but, you know.
15 seconds remaining.
I'm thinking, like, maybe I can get through a 24th bull. I'll give it a college try, but no guarantees. At this point, every bite is just agony.
Ladies and gentlemen, bring them home. It's the final stretch.
I can feel, like, red beans and rice up to the back of my neck. It was really starting to hurt. This was the point where I kind of made the decision, like, I'm just going to nibble a little bit, I'm not even going to push it. I think this is where the MC went into full, like, horse track racing mode.
Thank you so much with the house and chat, not to mention the bouncy castle, the commute assist, but I do with the house and keep the boy in the house, I keep the girl in the lily. I used to slack, but that was back in Philly, back in the cozy Philadelphia birds, Volvos, when the girl was pulling up to the curbs, taking me out for a night on the town, G-Love, special sauce and system of a down. 20 seconds remaining, ladies and gentlemen. I used to ride to the bench to root for the field, and I ride at the door, then I sit by the pillow, then I tell it every what I can, I'm tired of one at a time, that's it. I want to slack, but now I'm on 4 seasons, hit the menu on the remote for personal reasons. Count backwards with me from 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop eating!
Yep, I called it. Right when they started the countdown, I was like, I'm not going to have another bite. And I'm glad I didn't, because like I said, I was on the edge of being disqualified there. I ended up getting 4th place, which is actually better than I expected. But those 3 guys on top, you know, they are absolutely inhuman. I mean, Darron, one of the best out there. Geoff and Joey, anytime they show up to a contest, one of them is going to win. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I hope you got a kick out of it. I hope I'm going to have a great 2020. Until next time, peace out. You guys take it easy.